Welcome, I'm Mick, an ordinary lad, and this is Sovereign Warriors.
Because I'm questioning the banks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what you're on about, mate.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I said, well, piss off, I don't want your coffee. So he's fucked off, and then about 10 minutes later, he comes, opens the door, and he goes, right, mate, off you go, you're free to go. That's because I never given my name.
Yeah, you didn't join
I never created any joinder.
Yeah, yeah.
So I walked out, and I actually walked through to the foyer in the court area, and there was like 10 people that I knew all sat there waiting for me to go in court.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, what are you doing here? And I said, come on, we're going.
Yeah.
They were like, what are you on about? I said, come on, we're going. Next thing you know, I've gone back to my missus's house, and she's gone, right, I don't want you going back to that house. So I said to my kid and my brother, you go and live at my house until I can go to court.
Yeah.
Because I've got a court hearing for January.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It go on for ages, didn't it?
Yeah,
it went on for,
it went on
ended
for
up
ages.
to April, I think, by the end of
Yeah.
it all, didn't it?
Yeah, well,
I remember.
So what they did is, so they said to me, right, you've got a court hearing on the 20th of January.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no worries. So I let my kid and my brother stay in my house.
Yeah.
And my kid's like 19 anyway, so he looks after everything, you know what I mean? So I let them stay at my house while I was at my missus's house, and I was like, you know, staying in my caravan, whatever, doing whatever I was doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my brother and my lad was sort of arguing in the house. So my brother went back to his house. Well, my lad was just to-ing and fro-ing. And what we reckon that was happening is they were following my lad, Ollie. So every time he went out, they were timing him, seeing where he was going.
Yeah,
and all that.
a military operation, basically. Recce, doing a recce, ready to sting
we
you.
know they were following me.
Well,
we were seeing people. We were seeing people with earpieces in the fucking ears, mate, following us around supermarkets and that. Cars parked at the end of the street with people in it.
Drones in the sky at one point.
They had a drone in the back garden. As Ollie come out the door, there was a drone in the back garden.
Yeah, I remember it.
He tried to get his phone out, right? He tried to get his phone out to record it. Next thing you know, it's gone bzzz.
Yeah, I remember it.
And he literally got the last minute.
Yeah, I remember
I've got
that.
it as proof.
Yeah.
So anyway, they were following him for a bit, and I reckon they left it for like a month and a half. And then one day, Josie gets this phone call, and we're at this time. I'm sending applications into the courts. You know, like the N224.
You and Matt, you were both bang at it.
N422.
Yeah.
We were sending all these all these notices to the courts.
Yeah.
And we was also sending all the proof and the facts that this is what we've got. The banks are committing fraud, and we need you to help us.
Yeah.
Well, the courts then sent us up to Leeds. Yeah. So I spent a good 3 months of doing like paperwork every single day.
Didn't Sister Tanya take you up there?
Oh yeah, we went up there with Tanya.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a shit show as well, and they ruled against me, as they do.
Yeah.
When the judge lied.
Yeah.
We recorded the judge. The judge lied. The advocate didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
He was shaking in his boots. We actually proved the fraud to them as well.
Yeah.
Liberty of subject was still in place, and we said, no, we've recaptured the ass, and that's that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're following my lad.
Can I just ask a question? Because me and you know what it means, but them out there probably don't know. Liberty of subject.
Yeah.
1353 or 1354, I think it is actually. 1354. Can you explain what that is?
I mean, look, I'm not going to go through everything, right?
No.
On statutes, acts, legislations. I'm not going to go through all that.
Yeah, but it's important.
It's down to people. If you want to know what liberty of subject is, you can go on all sorts of forums to find out.
That's true.
You can find out what these meanings mean.
Yeah.
I haven't got all the time to explain to people.
No, fair enough.
I've done my due diligence, and now I know.
Yeah.
I know because I'm set free, mate.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, of course it is.
Knowledge is power.
Of course it is.
I've got all the confidence in the world. I mean, I've never broke the law in my life.
Yeah.
I've got all the confidence in the world. I mean, I feel like I'm I'm an honourable guy.
You are an honourable
I help
guy.
anybody.
You are an honourable guy.
That's all I do.
I know you're an honourable guy.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually know my character,
Yeah.
I'm not a greedy man.
No.
I never have.
No.
I've worked hard all my
Yeah,
life, and I've
yeah.
always wanted
Yeah.
to better myself, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Yeah? But the thing is, these people will always put another step on the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah? So no
100%.
matter what, it's to keep you in a low vibration.
Yeah.
And as we're in low vibrations, we're thinking about bills and money and shit like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We got put in this realm to enjoy life.
Yeah. That's
Well,
what
how
it's
can
about.
you enjoy life when you're paying bills?
What we have all the minerals, we have this and we have that.
Well, the
innit?
water's yours, the land's
Yeah,
yours,
yeah.
everything's
Yeah,
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the only species on the planet that plays to be here.
Yeah, we don't
What's that
actually
about?
we don't actually own anything. We're
No.
just passing by,
Yeah.
and we've just got to use it to
Yeah.
our advantage
And leave a better world for the,
for the next generation. And
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing,
Yeah.
mate. I'm standing up for the kids
Yeah.
because if I
Same
don't
here.
do it now,
Yeah.
if I don't do it now, I'm standing up for your kids as well,
Yeah.
right? If we don't do it now,
They ain't going to be able to stand up.
they ain't got a
No.
clue what's about to come.
No.
They're going to start putting all these 15-minute cities in. They're all going to.
Yeah,
we're
but
going to
it
be
doesn't
trapped
matter
like
because
slaves.
they'll be able to know what sexuality they are.
Yeah,
You're forgetting
well,
that, Billy.
this is
They'll be
it.
able to know whether they swing this way, that way, or fucking whatever way.
Well,
Because
mate,
that's what counts if you're 4-year-old, whether you have anal sex or you don't. Do you know what I mean?
It's bad.
It's off the head, isn't it?
It's bad.
It's off the head, mate.
It's bad.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I had a brilliant upbringing. I never worried about anything, mate.
Yeah.
Everything always came to me. Everything that I needed. And it always has.
Yeah.
And, I don't mind now.
Power
I
of
mean,
attraction.
They've kicked me out my house. My
Yeah.
neighbours bought the house, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind that shit. It doesn't really matter. Yeah? I mean, I'm happy at the minute. I'm plodding around in my caravan.
Did they
I'm-
not put some conditions they've put on you then for bail not to go anywhere near your own home?
So I went to court in January. Well, I went to Leeds court, and at the same time, the same day, I was supposed to be in Derby court.
Yeah.
Well, Leeds was to get the house, to get all these conditions. So Derby was to get the bail conditions dropped,
Yeah.
because it was an unlawful eviction.
Yeah.
Leeds was about the actual mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Leeds that day and cancelled Derby and said, look, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yeah, I can't.
So they did that. So the next hearing was in April. So along the lines.
How did you get on in Leeds then? Did you manage? Was it a bit of victory or was it a loss?
No. They lied in court. The judge did. The advocate.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
you
all
said
over the
that.
place.
Sorry, yeah, you said that,
So then after Leeds, they gave without merit. Yeah, which means that that they've ruled against me, and now they feel that there's no more to be done.
Yeah,
on that,
yeah.
you
As
know
far
what I
as
mean?
it's concerned, it's finished. Your
that's
ass is
it.
gone.
That's
yeah,
done.
yeah.
So then I've had to wait for my bail conditions. So I've gone to court in April,
Yeah.
and basically what they did is they let me cross-examine the police, and I asked them, "Have you got a risk assessment?" I mean, they were up and down ladders on my front door. You know,
Who's this? The police?
the police weren't, the bailiffs, they were like climbing on the roof with ladders. So there's no risk assessment, there was no method statement, there was none of that.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was asking, I was cross-examining the police and all this. And they couldn't answer all these questions. And the CPS was saying, objection, objection, and ruling against me.
Yeah.
Because she knew that I knew.
Yeah.
And the police were like sort of going, no, I was under oath that morning. And, no, there wasn't. They lied. Everybody lied in that court apart from me. So they were obviously colluding with each other.
Yeah.
I just let them get on with it because I know that it's a Mickey Mouse court anyway.
Yeah.
So I sat there. Next thing you know, they've gone, right, well, we're going to sentence you now. And I'm like looking at them thinking, whatever you say to me, I know it's going to come out bullshit anyway.
Well, you don't know the crack, to be fair, because you've never been in trouble with the police.
No, I've never been in trouble with the police.
But you should have asked straight away for it to go to Crown Court.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but
anyway,
you didn't know that, so yeah.
No,
yeah,
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fair play, yeah.
I wanted a jury of 12 of my peers.
Yeah, bang on, pal. Yeah, bang on.
I said, from the very get-go, I even emailed him and I said to him, I want to be in a court of record,
Yeah.
and I also want a jury of 12 of my peers. So it's a trial by jury.
So
Yeah.
how did they deny you all that then? Because how can they deny you that? You're
Well,
sure entitled to that.
Right, so they just totally ignored everything every request that I asked them, they
Yeah.
totally ignored. So I just turned up at court. Next thing you know, I'm cross-examining people. Next thing you know, they're giving me bail conditions have been dropped, and then they're giving me a fine and community service. So they give me a £700 fine and 300 hours community service.
What about court costs? Because
So-
they always sling them on.
Well, the £700 fine
part
was in
of it.
part of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. So what they've done then is they got me under a Section 4, right? When I was on my private
What's
property
Section 4?
for swearing in public.
Yeah.
Well, I
On
was
your
on
own
my
property,
drive. I
on
was
your
on
own
my
property.
drive.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've given
They've
me
invaded your space.
under a Section 4.
Yeah.
They've given me £700 fine and 300 hours community service after they bashed my door down. They trespassed on my property, and they've given me that. So what I did is I said to the judge, I says, "Is this a court record?" And she
Yeah.
said, "No." I said, "Are you legally trained?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, I won't be paying that then."
Yeah.